Karen's obsession with control had reached a truly absurd level when she began tearing through my wheat field every single day. Her claim? That she was maintaining community standards. The reality? She was destroying months of work and pushing my patience past the breaking point. But I had the perfect solution, one that would finally put her in her place. I first noticed the destruction when my security system flagged repeated intrusions into the fields. Karen, in her oversized SUV, had been driving over rows of wheat, flattening plants and leaving tire tracks across acres of carefully cultivated crops. Each time, she waved her clipboard like a badge of authority, claiming HOA approval. I called the sheriff immediately to report the trespassing, but I knew that enforcing the law alone wouldn't teach her the lesson she deserved. Instead, I decided to give her a taste of what happens when you mess with the wrong property owner and his animals. That evening, as she returned for another inspection, I positioned my raging bull at the far edge of the field. He was enormous, well-fed, and extremely territorial. I left the gate open just enough to allow him to approach the tracks where she had been driving. As Karen rolled into the field, clipboard raised, she barely had time to notice the bull emerging from the wheat. The massive animal thundered toward her SUV, forcing her to slam the brakes and abandon the vehicle. She screamed, waving her arms wildly as the bull roared and pawed the ground, sending a cloud of dust into the air. I drove up calmly in my truck. "Karen," I said, voice steady, "this is private property. You have no authority to drive across my fields, destroy crops, or harass me. Meet my bull. He enforces the rules here." She stumbled backward, clearly terrified. "You can't. Your bull. This isn't legal." I smiled. "It's completely legal. The crops, the land, and the animals are all mine. Trespassing and destruction of property will have consequences, whether by law or by livestock." By the time the sheriff arrived, Karen was cowering behind the SUV, muttering incoherently about community rules. Deputies reviewed the footage from my security cameras, capturing her repeated intrusions and destruction of crops. They issued citations for trespassing, vandalism, and harassment, ensuring that her behavior was formally documented and legally addressed. To prevent future incidents, I reinforced the field's boundaries with secure fencing, added additional surveillance cameras, and placed warning signs throughout the property. Private property, no HOA access. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Livestock on duty. Karen's reign of destruction had come to an abrupt end. She never dared enter the fields again, and the bull remained a silent, imposing guardian. The wheat, now protected, continued to grow uninterrupted, ensuring that months of work would not be destroyed by HOA arrogance. The lesson was unforgettable. Messing with someone's livelihood, their property, or their animals comes with consequences. Sometimes immediate, sometimes legal, but always severe. Karen had finally learned that her HOA title did not give her the right to destroy, intimidate, or trespass. From that day forward, the fields, the crops, and my property remained completely secure. Karen's arrogance had been checked, and my authority over my land, with the help of a very formidable bull, was fully established.